Okay, pet parents, let's talk about Pica. Now, this request came from one of my YouTube subscribers, but I couldn't find the original comment, so we're just gonna get into it. So Pica is an easy thing for us to define because it's a condition where pets eat inedible things that they shouldn't be eating.
Okay, I want a platter of stork ankles, an old cellar door, a possum spine, and a human foot.
Even though Pica is an easy condition for us to define, it can be a very difficult disease for us to treat simply because of all the things that can lead to it. Look, I'll be honest with you, another reason why Pica can be difficult to treat is because oftentimes it requires training people to change their own behaviors, and sometimes training humans is much more difficult than training animals. There's a whole bunch of different causes of Pica, and most people are familiar with the common one, which is in young animals, like an animal that's been weaned a little bit too early, a puppy or a kitten that's teething, or an animal that's too young to know they should not eat that sock or the rubber band. But once we get outside of that common one, that's where things get a little bit dicey. So if you're not a young puppy or a dumb Labrador or Doodle that has two functional brain cells, one that tells you to eat, the other one that tells you to be happy and wag your tail, and you're still eating things that you shouldn't, then we gotta go on the hunt for something bigger. And to all the lab and doodle owners out there, don't get mad at what I said. You know it's true, and we love the little buggers for it anyway. Now, in my world, the second most common category of things that will cause Pica are going to be either behavioral issues or boredom, both of which are going to be treated by either training the pet or increasing their mental stimulation. And if you're interested, I do have videos on how to increase both cat and dog mental stimulation. Sticking with the general theme of the brain, there are mental conditions that can also lead to Pica, like compulsive disorders, which pets can absolutely get, and anxiety. And then the final category of things that can lead to Pica to touch on are going to be actual true medical conditions, like pets with primary GI conditions or pets with nutritional deficiencies, or even pain can sometimes lead to Pica as well. Now that's a pretty big list of things that can cause Pica, and diagnosing the true underlying cause can be very difficult because we often have to start by ruling out all of the possible medical conditions with baseline testing, and then if we don't find anything, we can start going down the rabbit hole figuring out if there's a mental issue going on, which can be exceedingly difficult because dog and cat shrinks can't just throw your pet on the couch and ask them questions about their childhood. Obviously, when it comes to treating Pica, we have to find and treat the underlying reason, but a lot of times it still comes with training you as a person to learn to pick your stuff up or to keep your pet away from the things that they eat. Sometimes we do have to train them to wear a basket muzzle to prevent them from eating things. This last part I think should go without saying, but the biggest concern about Pica is when they eat things that are either toxic to them or things that get stuck in the small intestines that have to be removed surgically.